I mean, he's starting at your spot, sort of, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a ton of experience at nickel. Now he's there. Do you either watch him a little more closely, or are you helping him out a little more? Or what's that dynamic like, being able to be behind him now?
I think over the past couple of years, he's been watching me, and we've just been talking to each other about how to play the nickel position. So now that he's thrusted into that role, he's kind of taken what we both learned, and now he's executing it out there. I think he's doing a good job at it. So, I mean, I feel like there's something I can always learn. So if that nickel position is ever needed for me to go back, then I'll learn from Elijah just as he did from me. So I feel like we both feed off each other in that aspect.
Jimmy's over there talking about how unique this offense is for Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you can compare it to going into this game?
I mean, you can compare it to Washington State a little, like the air raid, but I feel like it's pretty unique to who they are. Coach Lake was telling us that the Houston Oilers used to run it with Warren Moon back in the day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think I was around for that, to able to watch that. So I think it's pretty unique.
What are the biggest challenges then going into a game where this is like something you haven't seen before?
I really think just getting in the film room and just trying to get that edge on the opponent, as well as making sure everything that we do out on our field during our practice is like pretty cut and clean. So just trying to get an edge on that aspect of preparation is pretty important.
These guys can make changes on the fly. Their receivers are watching you and cutting off their routes. How difficult is that to cover and play a cat and mouse game?
I think it could be difficult if you don't go into the game plan really knowing what's set in stone and what really to do. But I think once you have a game plan, you can pretty much play back with them. So I'm looking forward to how we'll execute it.
How did you get ready after 2.5 hours to go part two, start a football game again?
Oh, to me, it felt like it was the same. Like it was 7:30 kickoff. I mean, now we just had a little like longer warm up and we had a little longer break, but I feel like we came out there and had good energy first couple quarters, and then as the game went on, there were just a couple drives that kind of got us and put us in a bad position. So, I mean, right now we're still refining from the past game and trying to fix on those mistakes, make sure that they don't happen again.
Lightning storms don't happen around Seattle. What about Southern California? Anything in your memory bank, a game you played in?
Oh, no games, but multiple. I remember like multiple nights over my 18 years down there, just thunderstorms and stuff. But I don't think I've ever experienced a game where it had to be delayed because of the lightning.
How appreciative of you are the Husky fans that stayed all the way through the early morning the other night?
Oh, I'm very appreciative because I think if I was a fan and I was out at a game, I would have probably went back home. So, I mean, just for them to stay out there and then even for them to have the crowd rocking on third downs when there were barely people up there, I think that's pretty. It shows how loyal the Husky fans are. So I'm very appreciative.
And what is it about Cal's style the last couple of years that's made them a tough matchup for you guys?
I think they just take what we give them, and pretty much they're just able to move the ball, and whether that be running or passing, just short little gains, and then just converting on third downs has kind of helped them the past couple of years.
And this early in the season, what have you guys learned about yourself as a team?
I think we just understand now that we have to be a team that kind of has to just do our job. Just whatever your job is, whatever your responsibility is, just stick to that. Don't do anything more, don't do anything less. And then, I mean, the coaches put out a good game plan for us. As long as we execute it, then it should lead us to where we need to go.